record. And then I'll be sharing my screen here. Just a moment. Okay, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's here today. We're going to go ahead and just provide a quick overview of the program before we get started and open up the floor for folks to ask for any questions they might have on this. So we'll start off with just a little bit of partner feedback that we've received, and then go into the project overview, and then again open it up for any questions that you may have. Okay, so kind of a little bit on the why of the program. Oftentimes we hear from our partners that they don't have the resources or time to do too much professional development. So as we thought through this program, one of the things that we wanted to do was address some of those issues under professional development, specifically areas of leadership development and also skill building, such as skill building in areas such as advocacy and coalition building. In addition to oftentimes hearing that partners don't have time for professional development, we also hear that partners want to be able to do community engagement a little better. And part of this program is also devoted to some of that skill building around community engagement. For this program, the food group was awarded funding both from Blue Cross Blue Shield Center for Prevention and also some monies from the USDA via their Community Foods Project to do this program. We were awarded the funding to implement a project that would bring local sustainable produce and food justice values to the charitable food system here in Minnesota. This project has been a 3-year project. We're now in the final year of the cohort. So this is the last 2 years have looked a little different because of the pandemic, but this year we plan to kind of do the program as it was designed. And here to talk a little bit about the project or the program details is Fun.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. So what is the Food Shelf Leadership Development Program? So it's a program to address the racial disparities in Minnesota's population experiencing food insecurity. Through this program, we will be engaged in knowledge building, peer learning, reflection, and action planning. You will gain knowledge about your role in the broader food system. You'll feel empowered to influence food shelf policies and address food security issues in your community. And then you will put what you are learning into action. You will be provided with a stipend to implement a project that engages community members to co-create policy, systems, and equity change. Well, how will this program look? There's going to be a small cohort of food shelf leaders from 6 agency partners who will come together to complete a 9-month program. And in this 9-month program, there'll be 6 sessions where we meet from January to June. And we'll be covering a curriculum that covers food justice topics and skill building for leadership, community engagement, and advocacy. And then the cohort won't meet for sessions in July and August because this is going to be the time for you to work on community engagement projects. Each partner participating will be given a $5,000 stipend for the project. And agencies led by communities of color will be given an additional $2,000 stipend so that you can use it for things like professional growth or to offset the cost of participating for your staff time. There will be a final session in September when we will have a group share out of your community engagement projects. And next slide, please, Maria. And what are the topics we're going to cover? Well, leadership, obviously. The program addresses 4 levels of leadership: personal, community, organizational, and systems. At the personal level, you will develop a deeper understanding of your leadership that comes from your values, lived experiences, and personal identity. At the community level, you will increase your engagement with and elevate those most impacted by food systems. At the organizational level, you will grow your influence at various levels of the organization. And at the systems level, you will navigate policies, practices, and priorities to ensure lasting change for positive impact. And the principles of equity and justice are embedded into the curriculum. Some of the core topics we will explore are the food system. We'll establish a shared understanding of the place of local foods in the food system and its role in the hunger relief system. So how does the food system work within a racial justice, food justice lens? We'll also talk about community engagement, such as defining community. What does community engagement look like for you? How do you approach power, decision-making, conflict management, and communication? We'll be unpacking cultural identity and white supremacy culture, which is necessary as we delve into racial inequity. As you consider applying for this program, think about how ready you are to lean into these topics. Okay, we will also be using these methods or tools in the program. From Marnita's table, if any of you have ever been to a Marnita's table event, we'll be using a method called intentional social interaction, or ISI, but we'll be doing it online, so we'll call it a DISI because it's digital. It was taught by our Marnita's table partners, and it's a method for bringing people together to engage in effective and meaningful conversations. We'll also be doing the IDI, the Intercultural Development Inventory. Each participant will be asked to take the IDI, which is an assessment to identify how you currently engage and communicate across difference. By knowing this, you are provided with an opportunity to improve and be more effective in your cultural competency. So that is, I hope this provides you with a good overview of what to expect to cover in this program. Next slide, please, Maria. So who should apply? Well, all partners are invited to apply for this program. But as I said before, as you're considering to apply for this program, think about how ready you are to lean into the topics that we're going to cover. And even if your staff is not ethnically or culturally diverse, we encourage you to apply if you're ready for change. If you're ready to explore opportunities through an equity lens, this program is for you. And now I'm going to turn this over to Nathan to go over the timeline.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Fun. So the timeline, again, briefly, Fun had touched on it. So we start out in November with our applications being here in just a couple of days. And then in mid-December, we'll announce the course and then get things kicked off in January on the 14th with our first set. And then we'll run through, and in March, you'll notice that we have our session then will be Hunger Day on the Hill, so that we can all participate in kind of systems and policy action in real life. And we'll move through and we'll wrap up in September with our 7th session. Maria, you want to hit the next slide for me? Thanks. So what kind of commitment are we looking for? Well, we recommend a 2-person team from each food shelf. That way, if one of you needs to put something, the other one is going to be there, and that way no information is missed. But also a 2-person team makes for great collaboration back in the office. All curriculum classes must be attended, and again, just so that nobody misses out on anything. The curriculum builds on itself, and so missed sessions will equal missed learnings that kind of have built upon one another throughout the program. And then finally, really like for you to have executive director approval. With executive director approval, we need a lot more folks attending and able to attend, as executive directors understand just how important this is to them, and are also invested in the work. With that, do we have any questions?
No questions out there?
Yeah, feel free to type into chat if you prefer to ask questions that way. And you're welcome, Brandon. Thank you for attending.
I do have one question.
Go ahead.
We live in Western Wisconsin and work out of that area. And so we don't have a lot of diversity in our area. But one of the things we're really struggling with is that we know there's a pretty large Hispanic population in the area that we're having difficulty reaching because they're undocumented people and they themselves don't want to try to access services, but they have people working on their behalf who will come in and get food. And so will this, help me better navigate that situation?
Definitely. That's part of the whole curriculum is helping agencies navigate across difference. And that's part of the reason also that the IDI is given to all cohort members. And again, kind of in the beginning, I said that we would be doing some skill building around community engagement. So just from kind of those two points, I think it would be a good opportunity for you.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so this when you already know.
Oh, you're bouncing in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so with all that I already do, I mean, Maria knows what I do. Like I am the community basically. I'm just trying to see like how does this fit in what I'm already doing, or is a grant like this can help me scale up, and I need to know, do I have to come to every meeting, or can I allow somebody from my team to come to the meeting for me, because I am already so visibly active in the community with food justice. I am like a food justice leader in the city of Minneapolis. So is this grant for somebody like me, or is this kind of like for somebody who's not already engaged in this type of work and you're really trying to engage them in this type of equitable work?
Yeah, Jaleel, I think that this program would be good for you. And one of the reasons I say that is because we do spend a lot of time just on leadership development. And, as a leader, being so busy and fully like immersed in the trenches, you often like, sometimes you like overextend yourself. And so there's parts in the curriculum that really just focus on the leader and what kind of leader you are to help you be better, and also like, kind of help with that, like that balance piece. And in regards to sending another team member, that is why we really strongly recommend that teams consist of at least 2 people, so that when, say, for example, you're unable to attend, that one of your team members can attend and just report back. Fun, is there something you wanted to add, or Nathan?
Yeah, I just also want to make clear that the executive director of the organization does not have to be one of the people who has to attend all the time. In fact, we really want the executive director to give that approval, just to have that buy-in is there for the agency. And so if it's 2 other staff members within your organization who would like to attend, knowing that they have the backing from the ED is just so valuable. So if it proves to be challenging for your schedule, it's definitely send, 2 other people from your organization, but we would certainly love to have you there also if you're able to be one of those people.
Any other questions?
Oh yeah, I'll be out in like 10 minutes.
Rachel, you're off mute. Did you have a question?
Oh no, sorry, I was just talking to someone.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, well, if there's no other questions, the applications are due on the 22nd. Is that correct, Nathan?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, so that's next Tuesday. You know, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Nathan. I'll put my information in the chat, and Nathan, if you could do the same, please.
I actually do have one question, and
Yeah,
that
go ahead.
is, what are some of these, like, what do some of these projects look like?
Yeah, there's actually a wide range. I think one that I feel like was, well, just thinking back to like last year, one of the projects that I feel was like, well, I'll just give you examples. Okay, there was one project where the food shelf was developing a new ordering system. So they did a lot of community engagement around what the community needed or wanted to see and what kind of interface they wanted to use. So that's an example of one project. One of the other projects, what they ended up doing was actually supporting another community effort that was happening in their neighborhood, where there was it was more like a youth program. They were doing a lot of like community gardens and food sovereignty type of projects. So it's really kind of a wide range. It's as long as it's related to food justice principles and engagement, where your food shelf is or program is, you know, we're willing to work with you. Fun, is there something you'd like to add to that question?
Yeah, I think all the projects were very unique. So it really, we leave it very wide open for you to come up with a project. And the $5,000 stipend, we actually leave that wide open for you in terms of how you would like to spend it for that project. Yeah, I think that's all I'll add, or else I'll go into way too many details describing all these different projects that came in. But the two that Maria described is really, really good examples.
Thanks, guys.
So I have a question, like, I am supplying like different pop-ups with food, right?
Jamila?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm supplying different pop-ups with food. That is like one of the projects I got going on. Man, I got a lot of different projects going on. So I'm trying to see, like, so is this like more innovative with like, would this fit into my pop-up, like my Northside Food Access, where I am basically a mini distributor for North Minneapolis, that I take food, I buy food, and then my pop-ups in like between May and usually have them stop like October 1st, because it begins to get too cold. But I supply them with food and they become more of like my hands and feet that's able to really hit our community hard. Like I got one in George Floyd Square. I have another pop-up. I have like 3 more in North Minneapolis. And then I supply the people that do like violence prevention, different pop-ups with food. So is that a good type of thing that would fit this type of innovation of what you guys are looking for this program?
I would say yes. I think that we can work within like those, that container, the work that you are already doing. Yeah, I think we can. What do you think, Funky?
I was also thinking that also, yes, that would fit in well. What we would ask you to do is just give us, you know, a really a description of what you're thinking of in terms of the pop-up that you're doing, and and just to let us know how you think you're gonna go through with that particular project, and give us like a really brief outline of how you think you will spend the money. But just hearing the description of you doing all these different pop-ups, I'm imagining that they're very distinctive to whichever neighborhood, whichever different places that you're doing this. And it sounds like it does fall into what our project expectations are.
Okay, thank you so much.
Just real quick, last year, I just wanted to jump in real quick. I was part of the cohort last year. Well, no, it was just still this year. And I absolutely loved it. I learned a ton actually about myself and the leadership in our program, and what we could do better to like engage people in our program. We are a Native American focused food shelf, but we serve everyone. And so the project that we chose was like the free little library / pantry. So it wasn't actually a library, it's a free little pantry. And we used our $5,000 stipend to purchase 5 free little pantries that we are now in the process of painting and making them different languages that say food. So it would be a Dakota language, Ojibwe, Ho-Chunk, and then a couple other native languages that we're going to have, and we're going to place them around the Twin Cities area in some of our neighboring locations. And so that's just one of the projects that we did. And so just a kind of an idea of what can be done. It's just really cool.
Thanks for sharing that, Teresa.
Of course, and it's not all like, boring. I really like the Friday morning meetings, and it's like just nice to get away and not be focused on sole business stuff, because it's just cool. Again.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's also an opportunity, as Maria had mentioned, all of you are doing a lot and are probably stretched. This is an opportunity to kind of actually engage with others. Just taking some time for yourself so that you can
same thing, just tape around.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, so I'm
oh, whoops. Yeah. So taking the opportunity so that you can engage with others who you probably don't have time to just pause and talk about these topics, hear about what you're all doing together. And it becomes a very supportive cohort also. So just recognizing that you're all very busy people and you always have a lot on your plates. I'd like to frame this as a possibility, as an opportunity for you to engage a bit differently and use it as your time for leadership, for building support with each other, for building relationships.
We were even featured in the Star Tribune too for our little free pantries.
Great. That's awesome.
I had a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So our organization, River Life, we opened a second campus in Brooklyn Center. Would this be available as an opportunity to help us expand our food shelf to that location so that we have access to food for a whole new community?
I think we'd have to like hash out the details, but I mean, I think we can make it work. Don't you, Fun?
The reason I'm nodding is that, when you think of a project too, you can also think of a project as in stages. Like if the stipend allows you to, this is an ongoing food shelf, a new food shelf for you. So perhaps the stipend can be a project where it's like certain stage of you making that food shelf come to life. So that's why I kept on nodding and thinking, yeah, that could actually be part of your project. Or it can be your project. It may not, because it's such a big project, it may not be your entire project, but certainly can be a piece of it.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions out there? All right, what?
Okay, so this sounds real good to me. So after we apply, we would, how long is the process of you guys? Because I think you said, are you doing 8 organizations? Was it 8 or
6? It's gonna be
6? Okay,
6. Mhm, mhm.
6 organizations. Okay, and I know, are you guys just strictly dealing with Hennepin County? Because I know the food group just kind of deals with Hennepin County. Is that going to be the case?
No, this program is actually open to all our partners. I mean, we do TFAP only in Hennepin County, but this program will be for all our partners.
Okay, so even to, like, I heard somebody say they're out in Western Wisconsin or something like that, to even bring, maybe help with the diversity out there. So, okay, so I just need to know, so I.
You went back in mute there, Jalila. Jalila, we lost you there, I think, or you're in mute.
Hi,
Hi, Ganga.
this is Ganga. Yeah, I'm Brian Quayle Food Self, Woolberry United Community, and we have partner with Akbar's Campus Kitchen, and we do work together. Food Self. Usually for the produce, they donate a lot of produce on summertime. And if they don't have a produce, we have produce, we give them, they distribute from there. It's our Food Self is usually East African people target, but we do give out food for whoever live in Minnesota. They visit 9 different county. They live people. They visit this Food Self, and we do have we do order a lot of food and distribute for everybody. They can visit twice a month. Yep.
Okay. I do want to kind of bring to the attention, we only have 8 minutes left in the webinar. Any other questions out there? Again, you can also email myself or Nathan those questions directly.
Okay, just quick question.
Sure.
Does it have to be leadership? Because Kelly is not going to be joining us in the cohort. I am going to be choosing a member of our food shelf team to join me.
No, Teresa, leadership is very wide. So we would like the executive director approval, but it doesn't have to be the executive director. It can be 2 staff members in your food shelf who would like to participate in this leadership development program.
Perfect, thank you.
Anybody else before we wrap it up? Again, I want to say thank you to everyone for your patience with us, especially as we navigate these technical issues. Thank you for your grace and for your patience. And if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Nathan. All right, then we'll see you guys later. Thanks again.